Hey everyone, and welcome back into my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be doing a video about some of the top 10 most requested things that Bloxburgers would like to see come into the game of Bloxburg. So let's start off with number 1. Number 1, pets. So a lot of people would like to see pets come to the game, as it would just be really adorable to have like a cat or a dog, you can play with and follow around within your house. That'd be really fun, and it's just a lot more realistic to the game, which would be pretty cool. Let's move on to the next one now. Number 2, remove the speed limits. Once the map revamp have came out, we had speed limits all around the map, and a lot of players like me found it frustrating, because especially if you bought the convertible, the Blox's TS, that's a lot of block bugs, and we all bought that to go fast, let's be realistic. So then the fact that we couldn't drive through most of the map without it being slower than a person running was really aggravating. But thankfully the developers have gotten rid of the speed limits within the neighborhoods. But I would love to see in the future they get rid of them altogether, because honestly it makes your car really slow and it's just really annoying. Let's move on to number 3. Number 3 would be real cell phones, because the current phone we have, it's really cool, but all it does is just like a little menu for your all your settings in the game, which is already really cool, and it's like packaged in a nice package. But the problem with it is you can't really do anything with it. It would be nice to be able, like, for more realism, you could text your friends and stuff within the game about like plans and stuff and meet up with them, or maybe be able to teleport to your friends. But also what would be much nicer is like you can call like for food delivery to your home with it, or like call your friends so they can teleport to you and stuff like that, or even have like a bank app where we can donate our money to our friends instead of having to go to like an ATM or up to the person. And already we do have the ability to have our friends teleport to us if we call them, but then that means we have to buy a phone that we have to keep in our house, always at one spot, but having it on us all the time would be really cool. So let's move on to the next one. Number 4 is a simpler Bloxburg for some players. Some players have quit Bloxburg altogether, which is really sad, because Bloxburg is becoming too complicated these days. People really missed when you could build a simple house and it was considered like really good. But now the expectations for homes are extremely realistic and much higher, and they cost way more, and it takes a lot of time for some people to make all of that money and to put in all that work and time. So I can see it's definitely frustrating for many players, and have altogether sadly made them quit the game, which is unfortunate. Number 5 is people would like to see more public and interactive buildings. So we already have our new revamp, and we have lots of buildings within our city, but the problem with it is that many of the buildings down there are fake. Obviously there are plans to fill them up within the future, but for now, there's not a lot you can do with it, which is kind of upsetting for some players, especially the map revamp was very long anticipated. So it would be nice to see that you could have more interaction within the city, obviously another part of this to realism, but to have more interaction and more public things that we can all do together instead of just building our own school or role-playing in our house would be adding much more variety and much more fun into the game. Number 6 ties pretty close to this, but apartments. Apartments would be really cool and realistic within the game. It would offer you more places to live, and especially with like those public servers, or not public servers, our Bloxburg neighborhoods, like we can add up to like 75 players, which is insane, but there's only 12 plots, so there's no space for everyone. So by adding apartments, it would give us a lot more houses to live in, and also for those who just maybe don't want to live in a house, they would rather live in an apartment, be closer and to the city, like that'd be really cool for them. So let's move on to our number 7, which also ties very close to this, but would be more plots within the game. because, as I said before, we can have up to 75 people in a Bloxburg neighborhood, which obviously is pretty insane, but with only 12 plots, that's a big problem. Some people don't want an apartment, and like that's okay. They don't want an apartment. Maybe it's too small, or they don't want to have that. Maybe they built a really nice house and they're proud of it, so they want to be able to, display it and stuff. And also, like, if you go to places as like Sunset Point, there's only 2 plots, but obviously you can fit like several more in there. Even throughout the whole map there can be more. However, it's really cool. Within the revamp, we got much more variety of where we would like our plots, but it'd be cool to have more plots to fit the growing number of people that can be within the server and display their houses, considering we have a way bigger map now. So number 8 would be hollow roofs. Hollow roofs would be really cool because there are some hollow roofs like the mansard one, but that roof is not like the most like realistic or shape that would fit a lot of houses. Like a gable roof looks really good, and to have a hollow one, like that'd be really cool, but we don't have it. So if players would like to have a hollow roof, they are required to make it custom on their own using the basic shapes and the transform tool. However, that takes a lot of time and it wouldn't look as good, and it's much harder. And also, it requires players to obviously, number one, spend way more money, and number two, they would have to buy the Transform Plus Game Pass if they don't already have it, which is 600 Robux, which for some people, it's not that easy for them to get that. So let's move on to number 8. So not number 8, number 9. So number 9 would be more realism. Obviously, Bloxburg has really good pros that we can have. We can design our own house, and we can make super realistic houses, which is really cool. We have all the tools, but to add more realism because for some items, like for example, take these bushes behind me and stuff, they're not the most realistic. Yeah, they look pretty cool, but it'd be nice to add some more realistic plants, for example, so it makes your house look better, or more realistic furniture, because some stuff just looks like blatantly like really unrealistic and wouldn't fit. So it'd be good to see that. And also, realism has fit in with the whole video so far because a lot of features are to add more realism to the game and all that good stuff. So let's move on to the final feature we would like to see within the game, number 10, which would be to donate our Bloxburg to other people. We are currently able to donate our money to our friends within the game, which is pretty cool, but it would be nice to see that we could also donate our Bloxburg, because some people, they just don't need it, or they have like so many. Like for example, my cousin, he has like 1,000 just from used to playing the game, but he doesn't like play the game that much anymore, so there's no point of him having that. And then for him to be able to give it to like someone else, or me for example, he's not able to do that, even though he doesn't need it, but maybe someone else would find better use of that. So overall, it would just be really nice if we could donate Bloxburg just how we can donate money within the game to all of our friends. So that is the conclusion of today's video. Thank you for watching today's short video, and I'll be ready to see you in the next one. So if you liked today's video, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment what type of video you'd like to see next. So yeah, thank you, and once again, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.